Thanks, Brandon. I've got your work up right here. And your line work is really fantastic. Super clean. Nice job. Good pen work. Your curves are beautifully organic. No hiccups in corner points or paths. Excellent line work. Outstanding line work. All right. So the narrative itself, I think, is done beautifully. So the way I'm following it is this: is we've got, for some reason, we've got a knight, which I love it. It's so kind of random. I love it. And so we have this knight that's practicing with his sword, right? And he breaks his sword. Okay. So he's looking at his broken sword, and I love this. Now he's sitting down all dejected. And as he's sitting in the corner, along comes a little boy and says, "Hey, Mr. Knight, can I have your autograph?" Apparently he has a knight playing card. I love it. So and this perspective here change here is great, where the boy's holding the pen and the paper, and then we see the perspective from the knight looking at his own knight's playing card and signing it. This frame right here I don't think is necessary, because right now we go from the little boy offering the card and the pen. The knight presumably accepts the card and the pen and starts to sign the card. So this is just reinforcing that. I'm not real sure what the difference is between this frame and this frame, but I don't think we need both. Then we move to the aha moment, where this is great, where he's looking at the pen. Let's make that pen in those hands a little bit more prominent, and make sure that we have, and one thing that we want to do in a lot of your illustrations is reinforce that these are the knight's hands, okay? Right now he's got these kind of big gloves on, but here he doesn't. So we would include those big gloves here, here, and here. Well, here they are already kind of reinforced. Just so we know, oh, here, definitely, just so we know that those are the knight's hands, right? So this is great as he's looking at them. He's looking at the pen. So let's make the hands a little bit more prominent, and the pen, definitely the pen a little more prominent. And then let's take these attributes, whatever attributes you have from the final pen, make sure you add them, of course, to the little introduction of the pen. Okay, so here's the idea, right? And then, yes, he's back to action. He's back in action. And so this is a little bit weird right here, this thing that's flying off, because it almost looks here like that's a sword that's broken again. See how this has the sword, and the tip of the sword is kind of going up this way? We almost see the same thing here. So I don't see any benefit of leaving this right here, because it almost looks like, again, like the sword broken. That's the tip of the blade flying off in a different direction. Then we have this triumphant final scene where he is displaying his prowess, so to speak, with his new weapon. Okay, excellent. So the narrative is great, line work is great. Let's get this color in place. I don't understand what these are. These little connectors, I don't understand what they are. I think that, boy, if we could get something relevant in there that has to do with the narrative, I think it'll be really, really interesting. So think about what we can use here to connect the scenes. Okay, and now let's talk about color. I want to reinforce, and I've been repeating this in all of my critiques, but definitely want to go over to, oh, by the way, you can consider adding some sort of a shape to the background, just to kind of maybe create a degree of separation with the individual illustrations while maintaining this overall consistency with the picture plane. So this is a great technique. There's little shapes in the background. So these are jagged shapes, of course, because there's danger involved with the hornet, right? But here's another. Shania has a nice little technique going on right here with the backgrounds. See how it kind of creates a little separation, but maintains this consistent harmony with the overall picture plane? You might consider that some sort of technique therein. When you color your work, you definitely want to go over to week 3. That was our color week, and review all of these tutorials. There's 15 or so here, and each one is as valuable as the last. So this really do a good job of showing you how to establish highlight and shadow, depicting an understanding of how light works in your illustrations. And that really, to a very high degree, is what we're after. Okay, great job. Brandon, if you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much, sir.